We've come into that time of year where we're going very quickly from the harvest season into the winter solstice season, where things very quickly amp up to those holidays that are all involved. Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and then we hunker down for winter. But I'm not ready to give up my playtime with my harvest theme imagery, primarily my pumpkin stamps. Now, years ago, not years ago, maybe I think in 2019, years ago, six years ago, I sat down one day and I carved a whole bunch of pumpkins. No, I carved a whole bunch of pumpkin stamps. It's so funny to easily say carved pumpkins, but I'm talking carving pumpkin stamps. Like in my last video, I was talking about using gouache and how I had painted several pumpkins in my tone tan sketchbook, and then I went over the gouache with line work, and I used those images for my stamps that I carved. And I literally carved several pumpkin stamps, a whole sheet of them here, in one day. So much fun. I had a blast. And they actually went very quickly. And every year, this time, I like to pull them out, different projects, and just play with them in my sketchbooks, in the things that I make, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. So I have a pile of my work in all random sketchbooks, and I'm just going to thumb through them and share them with you and talk about them. We'll just have some fun looking at my pumpkin stamps and the things that I've done with them. I do love playing with these pumpkin stamps. It just makes me so happy. I love this time of year, and I was in the garden this morning planting bulbs and getting ready for the winter. I'm not one of those people that can film B-roll, so I don't have images or footage or clips of you watching me do things around the garden or do things around the house or walking through my studio. I'm just not that kind of person. I just don't have those clips for you. So I hope that you don't mind. I'm just not one of those people who can film myself doing those kind of things. I don't know why. Anyway, I was planting bulbs this morning and I was thinking, it's coming. The winter time. Winter is upon us. It's gonna be here in no time. Actually, it's almost gonna be like just a few weeks, and then we're full on into Christmas, into the things that we all identify with the holidays. And that's a time where I really love to make things, and I like to make gifts and craft ideas and cookies. But right now it's pumpkins, and I'm still relishing my pumpkin time. So if you're here for pumpkins too, you're gonna enjoy this. Okay, so as I said before, when I first carved all of these pumpkin stamps, they were sketches, paintings in my sketchbook that I had painted with gouache, and then I went over it with a gel pen, I believe. It could have been a Sharpie, but I think it was a gel pen. I'm not sure. Just experiment with different pens. And then I used those images to carve all of these stamps. No, not all of them, most of them. Yeah, and I even did some squashes too. But if you haven't seen the video where I show you how I mount these stamps with repositionable glue and then use them for my acrylic mounts, I'll leave a link below. So here, what I did was I took the stamped image of the stamp. You can see the stamp that was carved from this image, and this one. I love the idea of having a lot of different pumpkins, different sizes, different shapes. They all have their own personality. This one I did with the negative space. This is one of my favorites. I think doing more squatty pumpkins would have been a good idea. I might do that in the future. So now you see how my pumpkins came to life. My carved pumpkin stamps, most of them came to life. They went really fast. Carving them did not take hardly any time at all, and it was just such a joy. Maybe I should carve this bittersweet. Let me know what you think. That would be fun. Okay, so let's get into some of the things that I did with these stamps. I did a video on this Manila Folder sketchbook that I made. I've almost filled this. So when I finish with this book, and there's not even that many pages, but when I finish with this book, I'll show you. But right now, I just wanted to share with you the pumpkins that made their way into this collage. This was just a sketch that I did, and actually I realize now I did get some pumpkins from this one. Got some pumpkins from this sketch that I did. So let's see what I did. I'm pretty sure this one is, nope, maybe? Maybe it's this one, I don't know. Definitely got this one from here. You can see the index. I don't know, maybe just one or two. My squashes for sure. My little squashes. I love this little guy. So this was just done with my stamp, with some stamps, and then just marker and line work. And this I worked on. I really love doing this. I actually made this into a surface pattern design. I believe I did. It's on Spoonflower. I will definitely leave a link. But what I did was I stamped it with inks, and then I came back in with colored pencil. So bringing in some accents. That was a lot of fun. And then just stamping and playing and exploring. I love doing landscapes with birds and flora and fauna. This has no pumpkins, but it's just to show you the fall feel working in your sketchbook, to play with your colored pencils, and even with fall colors, just random. But definitely ideas for carving stamps here too. This is done, this was just playing, no pumpkins here. And of course, leaves are ubiquitous this time of year, colored leaves like this. And I was using markers with a leaf stamp, and I was just playing with pattern and exploring. And this is stamped in a Marker Sketchbook by B. And I don't know why it says Aqua B on there, because this is not aqua paper. This is actually marker paper. You can see right here it says marker paper. I do love this kind of paper to stamp on. I talked about that in my favorite stamp carving supplies video. And I should see if this is still available, because this is a really great notebook to have. It's a great sketchbook to have, to use with stamps especially. And doing landscape, this never evolved into anything, but I just wanted to show you what I do with my ink pads. And I will take my ink pads and very gently mark the paper. And I did this with just some ink pads, and I was gonna build a landscape here, and I never did, but that's okay. I might still come back to it. No pumpkins, but they definitely would look cute here, right? And again, just playing with ideas. I think I was stamping this so that I could scan them, but I don't really know what came from that. Here I was playing with my stamps with watercolor, stamping with watercolor. And I was trying to do like a little front porch scene, and this never developed into anything. I was liking the area that I was going, the direction I was going in, but nothing happened. I was trying to build some more architecture elements of the house, and yeah. You know, it's a sketchbook, right? This is a watercolor moleskin sketchbook, so definitely worth the investment. This is another watercolor botanical still life where I was really getting loose with my stamps and the watercolor. And you can see other stamps are in here too. This is a mixed media by Strathmore sketchbook. Just playing, exploring. Here again is another B Marker sketchbook. I was doing sort of a, what is this called? A swag, or a, like something you'd put over a doorway or an arch. I was playing with my stamps here, and it was upside down because, you know, all good sketchbooks have an upside down page or two. And just playing with the different leaf colors that I could do with markers. And then more stamping with my pumpkins. Random, very quick, just quick little pumpkins. I didn't stamp with these, I just was watercoloring, but just, you know, pumpkins. All right, so this was in my moleskin sketchbook where I used gouache in the background, and I was just painting little icons for Thanksgiving. And these days I would not incorporate a turkey into a Thanksgiving scene, but back in those days, I was still eating turkeys, so that's how this came about. No pumpkins here, but you can see I was trying to explore with pattern to build little turkeys. Nothing wrong with turkeys, I just don't eat them. And real simple, basic, fun, quick collages that are fun to throw together. Watercolor with my stamps. No, that's not fall. I mean, I guess this could be fall, but there's no pumpkins in here. Sometimes it's just fun to sit down and stamp, and that's all this was. This is my toned gray sketchbook. I love toned tan sketchbooks and toned gray sketchbooks. So here there's no pumpkins here, but I did like the fall feel of this. Painting with gouache. Doing some lettering. Okay, so here, another mixed media sketchbook. What's going on here? Here's just a lot of fun fall colors I was playing with stamps. This is not my favorite sketchbook. I don't even know what it is, so I'm not going to tell you. Oh, it's a crescent. Sorry, crescent. I still bought a few and used them, but they're okay. They're not bad, they're just not the best for what I do. So yeah, It just doesn't take water medium very well. It's probably primarily for sketching. Stamping and sketching and drawing. Whimsical landscapes, or something just very simple. And another fall themed cooking design using my stamps that I stamped on just white paper and then cut them out and glued them onto the painted background. And this is just a random painting that I did, which had a fall feel that I wanted to share with you. And there's stamping in there too, you can see. A piece that I did that I do not like, but I'm sharing all of it with you. The good, the bad, and the embarrassing. I thought it would be a fun little, oh, let's just do a still life in a coffee cup, and it just turned out hideous. So there you go. Yep. There you go. And I've done some other wreaths too. Of course, I can't find them right now. And this is a fun watercolory technique. I stamped with gouache. Then I also stamped with ink and added some more gouache watery background. And a fun still life. The bird almost gets lost in this. It's interesting. I think it does, but I still like it. It's fun, it's charming. Cute little cottage in the fall forest. Okay, so I did 2 concertina accordion books. I realize some of you may not know what a concertina is, so it's simply an accordion book. So that big sheet that was covering my desk that you saw me playing with, dancing around with, this is what I made it into. I simply cut it in half and then folded those halves into 4 quadrants. Mountain fold in the middle, and then 2 valley folds on the end to create a very simple concertina or accordion book. And I did 2 of them because I wanted to show you how I use my pumpkin stamps, and I just think it turned out really fun and cute. So I added a little bit to it after I cut it up. This particular one, this was on the lower half of my desk, so it had more activity, so I didn't really have to do too much to it. But then, of course, on the back, I do paint it and then give it a cover. It's cute. Collage, stamping. And then this one was the upper half of my desk. And I added more to it. You can see that I added some stamps, some pumpkins. Well, maybe I had already added those. Just collage some things. Very simple. Did some extra stamping and collage. More pumpkins. I didn't want to spend too much time on it, but I wanted to give it some life and some love. And I think it turned out really cute. Again, the back is just simply watercolored, and then the cover is stamped on a little bit and collaged on a little bit. I think they're really cute. And then I have one more, which is from another art table paper, and I cut this one into thirds, and I made each one a separate accordion book, and I'll show you the other 2 another time. But this one had pumpkins in it, and I wanted to share this with you. Because, again, very cool, very funky. I'd actually glued these on upside down. I was putting pumpkins on the cover, I thought, and I didn't get it right because it was upside down. So I redid it, and you can see a little pumpkin under here that I covered up with some collage paper that had been stamped on and a jelly print design, which I'm going to do a video on jelly prints because they get my goat a little bit. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. So I collaged on it, and I think it turned out really cute. More pumpkins. I probably should put something on the back, but it kind of speaks to imperfection, so I might just leave it. And of course, I found this, which I had from years ago when I did my first pumpkin video back in 2019, and I think I shared how to make this. So I will leave a link for that video. It has techniques in it that I think you might find interesting. Here I was stamping more pumpkins. I mean, I got a thing for these pumpkins. This is really good quality watercolor paper. And it turned out okay. I mean, I think adequate watercolor paper will be just fine for this sort of technique. I think you already saw that. More pumpkins. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.